Should the Vikings have franchised Sam Darnold rather than let him be a free agent and take their chances?
No, I don't think they're taking a chance, Key. I think they didn't franchise tag him because they're going to give him a long-term deal. Because think about it. If they let him be a free agent and he doesn't sign with Minnesota, what are their options? They don't have no options left. I mean, what are you going to get? Russell Wilson? What are you going to get? Aaron Rodgers? Both downgrades to Sam Darnold at this point in his career. We all seen what Sam Darnold could do with the Minnesota Vikings when he has weapons, when his line is blocking for him. He won 14 games. I mean, so I think the setup and the play is, listen, we're not going to franchise you. We're going to sign you to a long-term deal. You are a quarterback of the future. We're going to rock with you. You got a good rapport with Addison and Jefferson, and they're going to ride it out. I really like the move because I truly believe he's not going anywhere. Yes, he's a free agent, but Minnesota will sign him.
You know, I feel like they made a mistake because they well, he could test the waters on his own.
Yeah, but where's a destination for him?
I got him going back to New York, man.
No.
He better not do that.
No, he can't.
He better not do that. He better not do that.
Why?
What?
But why would you want to go to that situation?
As a youngster say, he gonna spin the block?
But why not?
Why would he do that?
Because you're going to an opportunity. I'm saying New York, I'm talking like the New York Jets. Think about it. The New York Jets head coach and Aaron Glenn was in the division as a defensive coordinator. He saw Sam Darnold up close in person. So has many guys that he's brought onto the staff that was in Detroit with him. So they kind of know what he is at the quarterback position. Most people out there looking at it and saying, why would you go back to New York? Why would you go back to the Jets? Because they got rid of you. That was an old regime that made a mistake by getting rid of him in drafting Zach Wilson, that is now a third or fourth quarterback in Denver. So when you look at it, you say to yourself, or at least I will, you got a young core in Breece Hall at the running back spot. You got a nice little offensive line. Your defense is going to be fire. I like the defense that the Jets have. Breece Hall at the running back. You got Wilson at the receiver. You go and you grab one of these other receivers via the draft or in free agency. You put that package on the field. I just think the money is going to be so significant because if they pay Sam Darnold, what do you do with J.J. McCarthy?
Maybe they believe in him. I was just thinking about
what do you do with J.J. McCarthy? If you pay Sam Darnold, you going to let J.J. sit around because Sam ain't going to take no 2-year deal. So you just going to have J.J. McCarthy sitting around for the next 3 years?
I'll trade J.J.
You can do that.
Keep Daniel.
You can do that.
And
I said do that.
Sam.
I said do that.
Yeah.
Gee, if you... One, I want Sam Darnold as my quarterback if I'm the Minnesota Vikings. That's number one. Number two is this. Now, if the Jets are going to pay him, well, New York, here we go, baby. We going right on back.
Because think about it, though, TJ. They could have signed him because he's their property. They could have did it before.
Right, they could have
just got the deal done in December.
So it shows me that Minnesota is apprehensive somewhat. Now, I'll say this. If J.J. McCarthy was in this draft, he'd probably be the first pick.
Ooh.
He'd probably be the first pick. He'd be the number one quarterback off the board. So if you're the Minnesota Vikings, do you re-sign Sam Darnold and trade J.J. McCarthy to one of these teams that need a quarterback? So now you have 2 first-round picks, one in the top 10, and now you can draft a guy that can help you. Now, to me, getting Sam Darnold at 4 years, $160 million, that's $40 million a year. That's a bargain. That's a bargain. The top of the market is 60. Now, would he take that if the Jets are going to offer him much more? We don't know. That's something that I would look into doing if I was the Minnesota Vikings.
I don't think he's going to get less than 50. Of real money.
If the Jets are going to offer him that and Minnesota's going to come in the 40s, well, I'm going back to the Big Apple. And I do like the Jets. The Jets have a good roster on offense and defense. They need a culture change. They need a leader at the top. Aaron Glenn is that.
Yeah.
But if I'm the Minnesota Vikings, did he have a great 2 games at the end of the season? No. But
that was his first time being in a pressure situation.
In the playoff game.
First time ever.
Dude, the dude was sacked 9 times.
So
what you going to do when you sack 9 times against the Rams?
Exactly.
And so I would want him as my quarterback. I'm just happy for Sam because when he came into the league with Adam Gase, it was thought that he couldn't play. And then he went to Carolina. He said he played well. He played well. And so to see him do this with the Vikings, this should show all these young players now, if the circumstance isn't right, never give up on yourself. Never stop believing in yourself because I just got to get put in the right situation like Sam Darnold. And so it's hope.
Think about it, Paul. The worst basketball coach you ever had in your entire career. Not in the NBA, not just in college, little league, high school.
That's Adam Gase?
You said it. I did.
Yes. Just making sure.
Just think about that. The worst coach you could have possibly ever had, all the way from AAU, little league, all that's Adam Gase. Like bad, like really ruined dude's career.
Had his reputation.
Yeah, absolutely.
Dirt.
Absolutely, 100%. But who should be the Vikings quarterback next season? Who should be that quarterback for them?
If I'm Kevin O'Connell, the front office, it's 100% no question Sam Darnold. We're not even thinking about it.
Yeah, I ain't think. But again, they could have did this deal before the franchise
tag. You know what was last week, right?
Expired.
The Combine was last week. So Sam Darnold's agent, he has a really good idea of what he's going to be.
What the quarterbacks look like in the whole deal.
He already knows what the offer is going to be from somebody else. So Minnesota, you had your chance if that's the case.
Let's just say Sam's not with Minnesota. Who's the better option? You just if you don't go with Sam Darnold, you don't resign him. I'm not signing none of these old quarterbacks no more. I'm gonna just go with JJ.
Well, yeah, that's why you drafted JJ.
Yeah, but
you drafted JJ in the first round and signed. Sam was supposed to be a bridge guy. He got into training camp and they was like, "Oh, damn,
this look almost all right."
And then JJ gets hurt in the preseason game, and then the rest is history. And they lucked out by getting a dude like Sam Darnold. That wasn't their plan. Their plan was to have him there 1 year and, ease JJ into the starting lineup.
Kevin O'Connell's special, man. Coach Kevin O'Connell is special. If whoever the quarterback is, if it's J.J. McCarthy or Daniel Jones, we assume.
But that's why I said, Daniel Jones. That's why I said it.
If they have great quarterback play this season, man, Kevin O'Connell need to be given a raise, $20 million, $25 million a year, because he's that special of a coach.
Look, again, no, if Sam Darnold were to leave, and they couldn't get a deal done,
all right,
I'm okay.
You okay with J.J. McCarthy and
Daniel Jones?
You good with the after winning 14 games?
If they don't pay him,
having a chance to win the cup.
If they don't pay him, Paul.
You feel good playing against Detroit next year?
If they don't pay him, you got to think. Daniel Jones went into Minnesota a couple years ago.
Green Bay, Chicago.
And beat them in the playoffs.
In that division, you do not want to put a rookie second-year quarterback up in that division.
Yeah, but you don't have to because Daniel Jones is there. And if you like Daniel Jones enough like you like Sam Darnold, Daniel Jones is essentially Sam Darnold.
Hey, I'm telling you.
From a year ago. That's exactly who he was.
Kevin O'Connell can turn Daniel Jones into what we seen out of Sam Darnold, man.
But
that's why he went out and got him when the Giants removed.
The Giants know something.
No, he won a playoff game with the Giants.
Yeah, but how long ago was that?
And he didn't have nothing a couple years ago. He didn't have nothing around him. They got rid of Saquon Barkley.
Because you had Saquon Barkley back there.
But he still was dealing.
Saquon covers up for a lot of deficiencies
that is true. He will cover up for a lot of people. That's why he's a rich man now. But in the end, if you got Daniel Jones, and much like TJ is saying, if he is this quarterback whisper guru that we say he is, and you just turn Sam Darnold into a $50 million quarterback, I believe you could do the same things with Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones can run the football. Okay, he's a nice runner for a quarterback. With Addison and with Justin Jefferson, you can't tell me he can't deal.
Did you just hear what you said, though?
What's that?
We talking about the quarterback position. The first thing you said is he can run the ball.
He can run, man. Dude,
but he's a quarterback. We want him to throw.
But he can throw, too, with those receivers. He can still deal. I think Minnesota's in good hands one way or another, depending on which way they go at the quarterback position.
You don't want to take any step back.
They got to pay him, though.
Yeah, we'll pay him. and try to move forward. He's shown you he can play. He had a good sample size over the course of the season. One season is good enough. He didn't just have a couple good games.
I don't think they're going to pay him, because if they was going to pay him,
they would have done it.
They would have done it already.
He wouldn't hit free agency.
He wouldn't free agency.
Was the combine and all of this, the draft coming up. There's a lot of other important things going on, a lot of meetings, a lot of calls being made.
Yeah, they would have paid him already. The Giants refused to pay Saquon Barkley, so he signed with the Philadelphia Eagles and led the league in rushing and won a Super Bowl title with the Eagles. Just made Saquon a whole bunch of big bag money. Running back history in the league has shown that they don't like to pay running backs, but did Saquon Barkley just change the fortune of the running back position moving forward, TJ?
Absolutely. And listen, man, number one, camera right here. The Philadelphia Eagles, best organization in football. Everybody on their team that earns a big contract, you are rewarded. Like, man, it's kudos to the Eagles. Like, the draft is coming up soon. I'm praying if I'm in the draft that I get drafted to the Philadelphia Eagles, the way they treat their guys. Jeffrey Lurie, Howie Roseman, stand up, pat yourself on the back, because you look at the Eagles team. Everybody on their team is getting paid. Right. But what these other teams say? The salary cap, man, we can't do it. No, you can do it. If you want to do it, the Eagles are the best organization in football. I want to go there as a free agent. I want to be drafted there. They are doing a hell of a job. Saquon earned this. He was still under contract. They didn't have to do this.
No, I don't. You know what's so crazy? He probably was cool. He wasn't probably even really tripping, though, right?
But when you a player and they doing this, like, you go above and be like, you going to do whatever you hurt. I'm trying to get out there and play. You going to do everything you can for them because they doing it for you. Yeah.
Well, that's the way it should always work at anything.
But it ain't.
But he brought them a Super Bowl one.
Dude, look at their team. Both their receivers paid. Their quarterback paid. 3 O-linemen paid. Guys on their defense. Like, it's like. But everybody else say, oh, it's the salary cap. Really? What, is the Eagles operating in a different salary cap than everybody else in the league?
He's not only reviving the running back position, he's letting everybody know that, listen, you got to have some. Think about all the top teams. Think about this, TJ. You had Baltimore, one of the top teams in all of football. Obviously, Philly. You saw what Detroit was doing with the run game. You saw what the Niners did when McCaffrey was free. These guys, these are Super Bowl teams and the teams that could possibly make the Super Bowl. So, listen, if you don't need that great of a quarterback when you have a great run game also. If he can just get the ball a little bit downfield, a little bit here, and you got a guy who can get 4 or 5 yards every possession, you can just, like you say, Key, just right here, pity pat him downfield until you can make the big play. You got to run who can put you in the end zone. And it showed. We saw what Derrick Henry, we saw what Saquon was able to do.
Buffalo also, they had a really good year.
Cook played well this year. All the top teams had somewhat of a run game. Outside of Kansas City, they were a well-oiled machine who's been to the Super Bowl, so they had their system. But everybody else we saw as contenders had a running back that at least rushed for 1,000, 1,500 yards. And so it just, what I say now is, hey, get your priorities straight, guys. When y'all trying to build a Super Bowl team, quarterback, the running back is back.
You know, the beauty about Saquon Barkley, and we had a whole conversation on it toward the end of the season about the 2,000 yards, break the record, the whole deal.
That's why he got paid.
That's why
sacrificed.
Sacrifice, and they said, you know what, we got something for you. We're going to make you the highest paid running back, averaging at $20 million a year, which is the average. I don't care about that. I care about the $36 million in guaranteed money that he's going to receive in the 2-year, $41.2 million extension. That's really all that matters.
That is
and
love,
he can pick up another $15 million
in
incentives and doing some escalators and some things. So
because it's justified for not getting I said, Key, if he's not going to go for the record, only thing that's going to justify it is the Super Bowl.
You said
not only did he get the Super Bowl, he got paid too. So this is all. Everything is justified.
I know everybody sitting around saying,
Keyshawn.
Yes, sir.
They just signed the man last offseason.
Yes.
What team does this? Who does this?
Running back too.
No position.
Well, you got to think about
Just signed last year. You know what? You outplayed your contract. We about to reward you. Nobody in the league does this. That's why everybody going to want to. The Eagles going to be turning guys down. Hey, can I come as a free agent? I don't know if it's going to.
They've done a tremendous job in drafting young talent and putting them on the field. So they still, a large portion of their roster helped them win a Super Bowl is still young. And their salaries are still down. That's why they just parted ways with Slade a corner, because they got DeJean and all the other dudes that's young.
Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper just draft them last year.
They don't make much money. You get rid of the high salary. You move that high salary over to a dude like Saquon Barkley. So 2-3 years from now, you can address those younger guys and pay them. By the end, Saquon will be a little bit older, or maybe not on his way out, but just a little bit older, where you can walk to him and say, hey, we want you to take a pay cut. So it's all the way that the salary cap worked for them, and whoever their capologist is and Howie Roseman and them, they put it together. I don't understand, and I always tell everybody, and they look at me like I got frogs on my face. You can pay who you want to pay when you want to pay them. You can pay who you want to pay
100%.
when you want to pay them.
The Eagles is showing it. They are showing it.
They get to looking at you like you got, what you talking about? No. You can pay who you want to pay in the National Football League when you want to pay.
Man,
I can find the money.
Was just an Eagle for one season. They just signed him. And now they giving him an extension. Has it even been a whole year yet? It has not been a whole year. Free agency don't start till next year. It hasn't even been an entire one full year, calendar year. No. And this is why when you get to an organization.
So it's got about a week, March 11th.
There we go.
Yeah.
They run this organization the correct way. And it seems to be player friendly. They're going to be turning players away, man. It's nothing like it when
I know Myles Garrett probably
you winning and getting paid.
Myles Garrett going, well, they just paid. Okay, I got this. I'm going to go.
Myles Garrett is going to
Philadelphia.
Commanders.
No, he's going to Philadelphia.
Commanders.
I know where he's going. He's going to Philadelphia.
He go to Philadelphia. They repeat.
They cheating if he go to Philadelphia.
He get to Philadelphia, they will repeat.
Well, speaking of repeating and peating and all that, Shedeur Sanders was just at the Combine, but he didn't leave the best impression, according to some quarterback coach from a team that's drafted in the top 7 reportedly. I got to do a little homework to find out who those guys are. They thought Shedeur came off, quote, a little brash, a little arrogant in his interview. Yes, because you're not accustomed to talking to people like Shedeur, I'm sure. So, TJ, what reaction do you have to this anonymous coach in the top 7, a quarterback coach in the top 7 that's kind of hating on Shedeur?
Coach is a coward.
Ooh.
He's a coward. Okay. He's a coward. Like, put your name on it.
Nope.
Don't be a turtle and come out and say something, and then we're going to hide up under the shell now. Put your name on it. Don't be a coward. Like, being a professional athlete is so much about self-belief, self-confidence. And if my confidence offends you and it comes off as cocky, that's a problem with you.
With who?
With the coach.
I thought you meant me.
No, with the coach. Like, and better yet,
what's wrong with you?
Do you know who Shedeur's father is?
Yeah.
You don't think he was bred from day one to believe in yourself, to always have confidence in yourself? He was bred that way. And so I'm tired of coaches every year at the Combine kicking dirt on these kids. I was just at the Combine, and they ain't going to talk about how Shedeur was trying to comfort Will Howard. It's okay, like, leave Will Howard. They ain't gonna talk about that. They always want to kick dirt on a kid. Either put your name on it
or shut up.
Like, don't be that turtle. Oh, I'm gonna say this to so-and-so, then I'm gonna go hide under this shell. Like, he a coward.
You know what I think about too, TJ? It could be one of them scouts or quarterback coaches at that like 8, 9, 10 pick. If you got a feeling that Shedeur's gonna go 3 to say something so he can slip.
No, they said top 7. Top 7.
Yeah, exactly.
No, they said it's a quarterback coach who's picking in the top 7.
Yeah, but that could be psychological wars, too.
But,
hey, like, listen.
Why do this?
I could just say that so you don't pick them, so I could pick them. You see what I'm saying? I'll say that about him.
If you think that highly of Shedeur, you don't think somebody else also sees the same thing that you see?
But I'm just saying, like, if I'm down in him, I'm like, oh, his attitude problem. You know, don't pick him. And it trickles down, and everybody's like, oh,
no,
man.
That's really not it, though, Paul.
I know that's not it.
What it is in the National Football League in general, you got a lot of coaches that can't relate. And you got it in the NBA too, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
And Shedeur comes with a certain snack, crackle, pop, like you said.
I think I was a victim of this. I was projected to get #2 pick. It was the same type of thing said about me, Key.
So you should have went in there like me and played.
I slid the
You should have went into the combine like
been
me.
yourself anyway, right?
Went into the combine like me. Hey, how you doing? No, but in all honesty, I'm joking. No, but in all honesty, you get coaches.
Key.
Yeah,
Corporate Key.
How you doing there? You get these coaches that are not accustomed to dealing with or having conversations with individuals at this position that have a certain snack, crackle, pop to them.
Right, I feel you.
They're not. Yeah. They don't walk and talk like the quarterback position. That's the only thing they've ever coached. They've only coached this type of quarterback. So they're not used to a dude rolling in there, probably got the big old chain on, and he got the swag with his hat and his glasses.
He ain't even had that on like that.
No, but I'm saying, in their mind, they see that. And he's smiling and being himself. They're not used to that. They want him to be something different that he's not. And we see this all the time with players at the combine, like you said, every single year. There's some little crackerjack box dude that's in the back somewhere talking about, well, I don't really like the way he walks. I mean, I
don't like the way he dressed.
Yeah, I don't like the way, I don't know for sure what type of player we really getting here. Does he like football? You get that. And ain't none of them ever stepped on the gridiron to even understand it.
Right.
You know, and so it's weird, but it happens every single year. They try to push you down for whatever reasons. And I think Shedeur will be fine regardless because, like you said, TJ, all he is a carbon copy of his dad. How did that work out?
Self-belief. You got to have that.
Michael Jordan was arrogant, cocky. Michael Jordan.
Not to me.
Do you think Kobe?
Not to me.
These guys, the greats, a lot of them are.
You're supposed to be, though, Paul.
A lot of them got some snap, crackle, pop.
You're supposed to have it.
Was Deion this way?
Absolutely.
A lot of them got some snap, crackle, pop. That's
if you good.
That's part of the DNA sometimes for greatness.
If you good or great, or you want to be good and great, you're gonna have a certain persona and a certain personality.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's just what it's gonna be.
If my confidence comes off as cockiness to you, that's a problem with you, not me, because the majority of the players in the league all have a sense of confidence that may come off the wrong way. You have to be a professional athlete. You have to. I just don't like it. Now, if it was me that said it, I got no problem with it.
Yeah, alpha males is in the locker room everywhere you turn. I mean, that's just what it's going to be.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so funny you said what you said about somebody having a problem. One of the things I've always said when having conversations with reporters or whatever the problem is, I say, well, if you got a problem with me, that means you got a problem with yourself.
That's a you problem.
That ain't got nothing to do with me. Because you looking at me a certain way and you think I'm supposed to approach things a certain way. No, I'm going to approach it the same way I've always approached it. That's why I was able to be and do the things that I was able to do and become the person that I became because of who I am. And I'm not changing for nobody.
Subscribe here to get the latest from Speak and go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.